Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, we are tackling one of the creepiest and most bizarre sagas in all of One Piece, the Thriller Bark Saga. After the Straw Hats escaped Eni's lobby and set sail on the Thousand Sunny, this was a storyline that showed fans just how weird, gothic, and unpredictable One Piece could really get. This was the saga that dropped the crew into a haunted ghost ship adventure, introduced one of the strangest warlords they had faced so far, and proved that One Piece could mix horror, comedy, and mystery all in one. But before we get any further, make sure to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss any updates. Now without further ado, let's get it. Adapted from Ichiro Oda's manga, the Thriller Bark Saga covers the Straw Hats' journey into the Florian Triangle, where they meet Brook, get trapped on the massive haunted pirate ship Thriller Bark, and clash with Gecko Moria, his zombie army, and the monsters created from stolen shadows. It's one of the most unique early sagas in the series, giving us the introduction of Brook, one of the crew's strangest adventures, and one of Zoro's coldest moments in the entire story. In the anime, the Thriller Bark Saga ran from 2007 to 2009 in Japan and spans a total of 58 episodes. So, let's get into the story. Thriller Bark. A few days after leaving Water 7, the Straw Hats settled into life aboard the Thousand Sunny, enjoying its new features until Zoro spotted a drifting barrel at sea. When they opened it, a strange red flare shot into the sky, and while trying to avoid an incoming storm, Frankie unveiled the Sunny's paddle wheel system and guided them into the froggy Florian Triangle. There, eerie singing led them to a ghost ship carrying a living skeleton named Brook. Brook immediately made an absurd first impression. From asking Nami to see her panties to casually answering Luffy's questions about whether skeletons can poop, Luffy, delighted, instantly asked him to join the crew, and Brook surprisingly accepted. But the joke gave way to tragedy when Brook explained that his shadow had been stolen, meaning sunlight would destroy him if he left the fog. Before he could explain more, Thriller Bark trapped the Sunny, and Brook fled across the water, warning them to escape. Naturally, Luffy wanted to explore. While Robin and Frankie backed him, the rest of the crew was less thrilled about being dragged into a haunted island surrounded by giant walls. Using the Mini Mary 2, Nami, Usopp, and Chopper reached shore first and quickly found themselves lost in a waterless moat, chased by a stitched up Cerberus, lured by the mysterious Hildun, and dumped in a graveyard filled with attacking zombies. What the hell is this place? Their escape led them to the mansion of Dr. Hogback, a famous doctor Chopper idolized. Though Nami quickly suspected something was wrong cause bro is freaking creepy. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew brought the Sunny ashore, where they were attacked by an invisible assailant and forced to march through forests full of bizarre creatures. As they searched for their missing friends, they met an old man with no shadow who revealed that Gecko Moria, one of the 7 warlords of the sea, was the thief behind all of this. At the mansion, Nami, Usopp, and Chopper also discovered that Hogback's maid, Sindri, was actually a dead actress revived as a zombie, and that a zombie samurai named Ryuma acted exactly like Brook, right down to asking for the panties. Somebody stop this man. As midnight struck, the island's true horrors came fully into view. Absalom, an invisible man with a stitched lion face, prepared the zombie generals, while Persona and Moria awakened inside Thriller Bark's tower. The crew learned that Thriller Bark was not just an island, but the world's largest pirate ship. As the Straw Hats pushed deeper inside, the group was split apart repeatedly. Sanji and Zoro went missing. Nami was targeted by Absalom's future bride, and Luffy, Frankie, and Robin fought through powerful zombies who seemed to use the techniques and personalities of real people. Brook soon reappeared and finally explained the truth. Moria's shadow fruit allowed him to steal shadows from living people and place them into corpses, creating obedient zombies that inherited the original owner's combat style. Hogback repaired the bodies, Moria supplied the shadows, and the result was an army of undead soldiers. Brook also revealed their weakness. Salt purified the zombies and released the shadows. That knowledge came too late to stop Moria from capturing Luffy. Using Persona's ghost to waken him, Moria ripped Luffy's shadow from his body and sent the unconscious captain back to the Sunny. He then inserted Luffy's shadow into the legendary giant corpse Oars, creating a monster with Luffy's personality, rubber abilities, and Moria's control. Around the same time, Frankie revealed a heartbreaking truth about Brook. He had belonged to the Rumbar Pirates, the very crew that had promised Laboon 50 years earlier they would return. The moment Luffy heard that, saving Brook became personal. The Straw Hats regrouped, revived Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro with a ridiculous lie about meat and a beautiful swordswoman, and launched a desperate counterattack before dawn, because once the sun rose, anyone whose shadow had been stolen would die. The battles then splintered into several personal showdowns. Usopp, uniquely immune to Persona's negative ghosts because he was already negative by nature, tracked down which is just hilarious, tracked down her real body and defeated her with one of his most ridiculous wins yet. Sanji stormed Absalom's forced wedding ceremony, furious over Nami's kidnapping, and beat him down while ranting that Absalom had stolen the invisibility fruit Sanji once dreamed of using for deeply questionable reasons. Yo! Zoro then took over Brook's duel with Ryuma, and after a fierce sword fight, defeated him and claimed the Black Blade Shusui. Once Ryuma fell, Brook's shadow finally returned to him. At the same time, Chopper's admiration for Hogback completely shattered when he saw how far the Doctor had fallen. With Robin's help, he exposed Hogback as a man who cared only about bodies, not lives, and even Sindri began resisting his commands. All of that led back to the central nightmare, Oars. The Straw Hats reunited in the courtyard and took him on together, but Oars was monstrously strong and Moria made things even worse by controlling him from inside his stomach. Even after combo attacks, salt strategies, and teamwork that finally started to break Oars down, the monster kept rising. Then Luffy returned after being filled with 100 shadows by the rolling pirates, transforming into Nightmare Luffy. In that state, he completely overwhelmed Oars and Moria for a time, smashing them through the island. But after the borrowed shadows left him, the fight still was not over. With sunrise approaching, the crew executed one final coordinated attack. They immobilized Oars, exposed his weakness, and launched Luffy skyward so he could crush the giant with a Gear 3 giant bazooka, causing Oars to finally fall. Moria himself still remained. Refusing to lose, he absorbed 1,000 shadows into his own body and transformed into a bloated nightmare called Shadows Asgard. The shadows inside him were too many to control, but he still rampaged through the ruins trying to kill the Straw Hats. Luffy fought through exhaustion and beat him away, forcing Moria to release the stolen shadows just before dawn. The people of Thriller Bark were saved, and the shadows flew back to their owners in time. But the danger was not over. Bartholomew Kuma, another warlord, arrived under world government orders to eliminate everyone who had witnessed Moria's defeat. He casually crushed the exhausted survivors and offered to spare them only if they surrendered Luffy. Every single person refused. Zoro, realizing the crew had no chance in their condition, secretly offered his own life in place of Luffy's. Even Sanji tried to take that burden instead, but Zoro knocked him out and stood alone. Kuma then extracted all of Luffy's accumulated pain and exhaustion into a massive paw-shaped sphere and forced Zoro to take it all. When the others woke, Luffy was fine, but Zoro was standing bloodied amid the ruins. When Sanji asked what happened, Zoro simply answered, nothing. By the next day, the survivors celebrated. Brook played Bink's Sake, an iconic pirate song, and after learning from Luffy that Laboon was still waiting at Reverse Mountain, he broke down in tears. He remembered the Rumbar Pirates' promise to Laboon, their slow deaths from disease and poison weapons, and the final song they recorded before Brook himself died and later revived through his devil fruit, the Revive fruit, which allowed his soul to return to his body after his death. Now, with his shadow restored and Laboon still waiting, Brook finally had a reason to move forward again. He officially joined the Straw Hats, pledged his life to Luffy, and sailed away from Thriller Bark with the crew at last. And that's the end of the Thriller Bark saga. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you never miss another update, and until next time, peace.